In the beginning, there was only the celestial realm, a city woven from starlight and dreams where spires of pure luminescence kissed the edges of eternity. Here in this bastion of serenity dwelt the angelic hosts, their existence a harmonious song that echoed through the cosmos. Peace reigned supreme, a tranquil sea of light that knew no tides of conflict. The very air hummed with creation's first perfect melody, a symphony conducted by the silent pulse of celestial order. It was a kingdom built not of stone or steel, but of divine will and unwavering faith, its golden avenues and crystalline towers standing as a testament to the enduring power of light against the infinite, silent vacuum of space. Suddenly, a dissonant note shatters the eternal harmony. A creeping stain of absolute nothingness begins to bleed into the heavens, a tide of pure void that consumes the light. From this encroaching miasma, shadowy figures coalesce, their forms indistinct and writhing, a legion of nightmares given shape. They are the children of the abyss, and at their head rides the Void Lord, a being of immense ancient darkness whose very presence is anathema to existence. The celestial spires begin to crumble, their light dimming as the swarm of shadows advances, turning the serene paradise into a canvas of fear and impending doom. The song of creation falters, replaced by the chilling silence of oblivion. In this dire moment, a figure of incandescent brilliance descends. It is Archangel Zerachiel, his 6 wings blazing like newly forged suns, his eyes burning with righteous fury. He raises his blade, a shard of solidified starlight, and lets out a cry that is both a challenge and a promise. Answering his call, a legion of angels rises, their own wings of light unfurling in unison, creating a blinding counterwave against the encroaching dark. The heavens become a battlefield. Light and shadow clash in a spectacular, violent dance. Golden lances meet grasping tendrils of void, and holy fire erupts against the formless, hungry dark in a desperate struggle for the soul of creation itself. With a final desperate surge of divine power, Zerachiel breaks through the maelstrom of chaos, his focus singularly on the epicenter of the corruption. He soars directly towards the colossal shifting form of the Void Lord, a solitary star against an endless night. Dodging an assault of pure entropy that seeks to unmake him, the Archangel thrusts his light sword forward. The blade finds its mark, piercing the vacuous heart of the cosmic entity. A silent, agonizing scream of light erupts from the wound, and the Void Lord implodes. The shadowy swarm dissolves into nothingness, their dark forms unable to exist without their master. The encroaching darkness recedes, and the serene glow of the heavens is restored, its light shining even brighter than before. In the end, there was only the celestial realm, its peace reclaimed, its light triumphant. Though the celestial choir sang songs of triumph, a discordant note echoed in Zerachiel's soul. In the wake of the Great War, peace had settled upon the Empyrean realms like a gentle dawn, yet he felt a persistent shadow, a cold whisper he could not place. The war was won, the Void Lord vanquished, but an unseen disquiet lingered, tainting the golden light of heaven with a sliver of doubt. His gaze often fell upon Cassiel, the lawkeeper, his oldest friend. Once a beacon of wisdom and serenity, Cassiel now moved through the celestial courts like a phantom. A strange melancholy clung to him, and the vibrant light of his fellow angels seemed to recoil, dimming slightly whenever he drew near. Whispers, like the rustling of dead leaves, followed in his wake, murmurs of sorrow, of an endless, silent despair that had taken root in a heart once filled with starlight. Finding him alone by the celestial boundary, Zerachiel finally confronted the source of his unease. "Brother," he began, his voice a quiet plea, "what shadow has fallen upon you?" With a look of profound anguish, Zerachiel unfurled his wings. Where once they shone with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, they were now stained with creeping darkness, veins of pure night pulsing with malevolent energy. "In the final battle," Zerachiel confessed, his voice hollow, "a fragment of the Void Lord's essence clung to me. The despair had twisted his perception, making him believe that true peace was not light, but the absolute silence of oblivion." Zerachiel recoiled, not in fear but in sorrow. He saw not a monster, but his lost brother drowning in an ocean of darkness. Raising his hands, he refused to draw a celestial blade. Instead, he stepped forward and pulled Zerachiel into a fierce embrace. "I will not lose you," he declared, pouring his own light, the very essence of his being, into his friend's corrupted form. No terrible shriek tore through the heavens as the shadow was violently expelled from Zerachiel's wings, which erupted in renewed pure light. Yet the victory was incomplete. The disembodied shadow fled into the endless cosmos, a fleeting promise of its inevitable return hanging in the silent air. The shadow that slipped through the cracks of creation, once a whisper of dread, had now become a scream that tore across the cosmos. It was the echo of oblivion, a devouring maw of absolute nothingness, a wound in the fabric of space itself. Star systems vanished into its insatiable void, their light and life extinguished in an instant. Now its relentless hunger was set upon the final bastion of existence, the celestial heavens. The end of all things was not just approaching, it was accelerating, a silent, all-consuming tide, poised to wash away eternity. The celestial host gathered upon the shimmering plains of eternity, their wings of starlight casting a defiant glow against the encroaching darkness. A final, desperate war was upon them. Among the seraphim and archangels, Zerachiel, the keeper of cosmic balance, watched the void with an understanding that chilled him more than any blade. He saw that the echo did not just destroy, it fed. Every blast of holy fire, every lance of divine energy would only make it stronger. It was a foe that could not be fought, only undone. With this grim realization, he sought out Zerachiel, the angel of sacrifice, and together they forged a plan born of impossible hope. As the heavens trembled, Zerachiel led the charge. His host became a brilliant spear of light, a sacrificial gambit aimed not at victory, but at a single fleeting opportunity. The angels unleashed a blinding torrent of power, a suicidal assault that crashed against the void. For a moment, the echo recoiled, its form wavering as it gorged on the divine energy. In that sliver of an instant, Zerachiel plunged his sword of pure starlight deep into the entity's core. The blade did not cut, it anchored, creating a momentary point of stability within the chaos of non-being. At that precise moment, Zerachiel acted. He did not call upon the fires of retribution or the storms of judgment. Instead, he gathered the collective hope of every angel, the memory of every star that had ever shone, the very concept of existence itself. He focused it all into a single silent beam of pure conceptual light. It was not a weapon of destruction, but a whisper of creation. As the beam touched the core, the echo of oblivion, a being of pure absence, was confronted with the irrefutable truth of being. Unable to process the absolute concept of existence, the void collapsed in on itself, imploding into a single point of perfect silence. The war was over. The cosmos, scarred but whole, was finally at peace.